Thank you very much for joining me on this Saturday. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields. Thank you for your trust and being part of this weather community and subscribing to this channel. I want to get right to it. We've got the ongoing flooding. What's going on is, and I'm going to tie it together, a front to the north is helping to draw in more moisture. So I'm watching Grenada in particular. We've had areas of heavier rain. Guyana, some of the rain has died down, but again, still street flooding in some spots. And you see this rain right on the edge of Trinidad and Tobago. Watching St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Lucia, Barbados for that higher chance of rain. Northern Venezuela, but again, right through Grenada, that's where we've had some of the heaviest rain, so that is of concern. So let me take you around first and then show you what's next. What's going on right now, little flare, British Virgin Islands, U.S. Virgin Islands, of a few showers with a front passing by to the north. So we'll watch out for a few showers and storms. St. Kitts, Montserrat, Guadeloupe, we've had some showers the last couple days in spots. Anguilla, Antigua, and Barbuda, then swinging down from Guadeloupe, Martinique, Dominica, watching this area here. This is where it's flaring up. It's mainly south of Dominica and Martinique. You see this moisture, and this is what's going on, again, streaming in, and I'll show you the steering currents in a second and why this is happening. But here's Trinidad and Tobago, again, as we go throughout the day on the edge of it. But this is the heavier rain, parts of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Grenada. This is where we've seen some flooding, watching those poor drainage areas that usually take on some water, and then swinging back near St. Lucia, just south, and then over toward Barbados. I'm going to be watching this feed all day long. So just a heads up, Dominica south, that chance of rain, it's higher. That chance of flooding, it is there in some spots. And then swinging to the south, you see this moisture plume. Here we are, Venezuela. Here we are, Guyana, Suriname. Little bit of a break in spots, which is some good news. Still that chance of rain elevated in Guyana, but you can see a little bit more to the west, just streaming up toward Trinidad, Tobago, and it has been clipping us by in Grenada all morning long in parts of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So Grenada, that high chance of rain, areas of flooding, monitoring that. Winds will be out of the east at 40 kilometers an hour, but again, watching that flooding. That is going to be the concern today. Not widespread, but we're going to see some of that in some locations. Trinidad and Tobago, rain chance elevated as well. Some spots dry, others wet. Watching out for street flooding. Fortunately, from the historic flooding we had a little while ago, the rivers have gone down, but street flooding still a possibility. All right, broader picture, and this is how it ties together. Here's the Gulf of Mexico. Here we are in the Caribbean. Here we are in the Bahamas. That front moved by, and I'm going to get into Belize and Jamaica in just a second. I want to talk about us in Belize and Jamaica, but here's the front, and because it's a little bit closer, that's helping to draw in the moisture. Winds ahead of it are more out of the southwest. Steering currents more out of the southwest with the front right here, so that's bringing in some of that rain, parts of Trinidad, Tobago, and Guyana. Then behind the front, you get the winds out of the northwest, and that's why we'll have some cooler nights in spots. So again, watching that. And then back here in the United States, again, the heavier weather, California in particular, another system that's working in. And then as we get into next week, we're going to see some of these systems dive a little bit farther to the south, and that could give us some bigger changes as we get into the Caribbean. But we'll get into that down the road. I want to get into what's going on right now and over the next couple days with the rain totals. 2-day rain totals. Look at the brighter colors. Trinidad, for example, near St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Guyana. This just gives us a feel. It's not going to be exact. It's a computer model. That's why I analyze this stuff. But in this sector here, the purple is showing up. So that's about 125 millimeters of rain for a 2-day total, or about 5 inches in some locations, and that's why I am concerned about the possibility of some flooding here. Also note this, with the front moving by to the north, parts of Cuba, Haiti, Dominican Republic, not for all of us, especially on the north side, and then as we get toward Puerto Rico, British and U.S. Virgin Islands, a higher chance of rain where we could get nothing widespread, but some spotty showers that could give us a quick 75 millimeters to 100 millimeters of rain for a 2-day total. Now, as we work our way to the west, as we work our way over toward Jamaica, there could be some rain on the north side. Jamaica has been interesting because we have had spots that are too dry. Others have been doing okay. So I'm going to be watching us the next week closely in Jamaica. Chance of scattered showers the next couple days. Higher chance, though, Mexico near Cancun as we work our way toward Belize and eastern coastal sections of Honduras, Nicaragua, where we could have those totals again, 100 millimeters to 125 millimeters. So watching us in Belize, Jamaica, Nicaragua, trying to cover everyone best I can. So Belize, 70% chance of rain today, tracking that. The isolated flooding, like Trinidad and Tobago, rivers are generally in okay shape. It'll be more of that poor drainage areas that sometimes take on a little water if you get those downpours. Winds northeast at about 15 miles per hour to about 24 kilometers an hour. All right, taking us through the day. Again, that flood threat going on right now. Watching that, cover that Grenada, Guyana, Belize, and Trinidad and Tobago. We're going to be on the edge of it all day long. So Belize and Trinidad in particular, watching out for some areas that could flood. Put those comments down there. Let us know what's going on. Let me know what's going on. Let us know, this weather community, know what's going on where you are, so we could all get a good feel of what's actually happening in real time. Cooler nights this weekend. I mentioned that northeasterly flow that will be with us. And then later next week, we could see a bigger system to the north kind of diving down. But as I mentioned, Jamaica monitoring us because we actually have some spots that have been too darn dry. All right, I'm going to keep an eye on the flooding throughout the day. I'm thinking of you if you're dealing with some of the rain. Again, keep me posted in the comments. I'll do my best to keep you covered. Thank you for your trust. Have a good day ahead.